to get under the well on the property. And it takes quite a few trips. This is our main water container that we use. It's 300 and something gallon IBC Tote. And I have it at this location near the driveway because also you can pay someone to bring potable water to the premises. So between me bringing it and paying someone else to bring it, and we have several of these around the property. Now, we've had an issue for quite some time now with people putting stuff in the waters, the blue barrels and the smaller barrels around the property in the further backside. This is up front where a camera in the daylight would catch you, but in the night, I need to bring more light back here so the camera can see someone approaching here. And in this section right here, I'm putting up an additional block, but that hasn't been put up yet because I've been doing so much repair work and fixing things over and over again. Trying to get to the next job just isn't happening because the trespassers, the having to dispose of the animals' bodies because they're killing our animals. Before I can get one buried or cremated, the next one is already dead and all that kind of nonsense. So it's just been rapid fire. It's a group of, we've estimated between 20 to 40 people. We have a lot of their addresses and home addresses and names and IP addresses to their devices and their MAC addresses to their devices and their IP addresses to their locations. So it's being investigated, but this is just some more of the crap that I'm dealing with. Now, on January 22nd, I brought 2 loads of water here, fresh, and by the morning the next day, the water was black, as you see it is right now. I don't know what they put in it, but there was no way in hell I was going to use any of it for the animals. I wasn't going to just dump it because these are areas that the animals do frequent. And depending on what type of toxin or whatever was used in the water, I'm not going to take that kind of chance. And it's not something I want to be in contact with because, again, we don't know what was put in the water. But you see how black that water is when it should be see-through or light blue? And this has sat here since January because I had to figure out where and how to best dispose of it. I'm not going to use any of my buckets or containers that I use to feed and water my animals with because, again, we don't know what it is. And it may not suffice to just wash it with soap and water and bleach, depending on what was used. So it's that. Now, this is our main water, which is also my water for bathing and cleaning. That we use, and I had hoses and stuff set up to it, which made me watering the animals daily so much easier, and we kept these tanks full. But again, these jackasses were 660 feet on my property. It's absolutely no excuse for anybody to have their asses on my property. It's fully fenced, and it's posted no trespassing, so they're going between the barbed wire and the fences. They wait for me to leave to see my vehicle go, and then come here on the property and start messing with stuff. And I'm documenting everything, plus all the times that they've been following me around. We've got over 4 years of documentation to file and post. But this container, I will never use this again because we don't know what was in it. I'll never feel confident or comfortable that this particular IBC tote to put water for my animals to drink out of because I don't know what the hell that black stuff is, but I am not going to take any chances with their health. So that means I have to get another IBC tote. So in the meanwhile, I'm having to transport all the water to the property because when it's trucked in, you need to have at least 500 gallons at a time, minimum. And so it takes 2 of these to make the minimum, which actually come out to around 600 gallons because these are 3. But still, with this one out of commission until I replace it, I'm having to manually bring all the water to the property, which I do a lot of anyway. But it's a big difference being able to have the bigger loads come in between and fill up everything, and then I just keep it maintained versus I'm the sole source of all the water coming back and forth in here. That's a lot more difficult. A lot of weight of me lifting and pulling and transferring it from the containers in my vehicle to these tanks, et cetera, et cetera. It's not any small ordeal. And it usually, to do a load, takes almost the entire day. So this is ridiculous, you know. Again, racist assholes who will not stay off my property. And I'm beyond sick of all this foolishness, and there's going to be serious consequences. These people are not getting away with all this mess. And the reason why I'm posting this stuff is because federal agencies and other people who know who these people are watching and seeing this information. It's not necessarily for the general public, other than as a warning to anybody who's homesteading or wants to get property. Security has to be top on the list. It's more than having the skills and knowledge of how to be self-sufficient. Security, because I've got people tearing down everything I do faster than I can rebuild it, repair it, and move on to the next project. So security. Anybody even thinking about doing anything with homesteading, you need major security. And there's the grace of God, I haven't shot one of these fools yet. But I'm trying my best not to. But this has been going on way too damn long, and too much stupid shit's been happening around here. And it's going to stop. One way or another, it's going to stop.